Costco sells a $1.50 hot dog and soda combo. It has cost that since 1985. If it had merely kept pace with inflation, that combo would run you well over $4 today. So how does a company hold a price for nearly 40 years, sell a rotisserie chicken for less than the grocery store down the street, and still make billions? The answer is that Costco isn't really in the business you think it's in. Let's start with a number that should not make sense. In a typical recent year, Costco brings in well over $200 billion in revenue. That's an enormous pile of money. But its gross margin, the markup it makes on the stuff it sells, is only around 11%. Walmart runs closer to 24%. A typical grocery store sits in the mid-20s to low 30s. Many clothing retailers mark things up 50% or more. Costco, by design, barely marks anything up at all. There's an internal rule that's become almost legend. No branded item gets marked up more than about 14%, and Costco's own Kirkland Signature products are capped even tighter, around 15%. Compare that to a normal retailer that might tack on 25, 40, sometimes 100%. If a Costco buyer gets a better deal from a supplier, that saving is supposed to flow straight to you. It is not supposed to fatten the margin. Now stop and think about how strange that is. Most companies exist to sell you things for more than they paid. Costco has more or less promised to never do that. Which raises the obvious question: if you sell food and furniture and televisions at almost no profit, where does the money actually come from? Here's the thesis. Costco is not a retailer that happens to charge a membership fee. It is a membership club that happens to run stores. The retail operation is close to a break-even machine, a giant humming engine that exists to make the membership worth buying. The real profit is the fee. Let's put numbers on it. In a recent fiscal year, Costco collected roughly $4.8 billion in membership fees. Its total net income for the year was in the neighborhood of $7 billion. So membership fees alone account for more than half, often close to 2/3, of the company's entire bottom line. Selling actual products, after you pay for the buildings, the staff, the trucks, and the electricity, contributes surprisingly little. Read that again. You could take away almost all the profit Costco earns from selling merchandise, and the company would still be deeply profitable, purely on the strength of people paying for the right to walk in the door. As of the mid-2020s, a basic Gold Star membership runs about $65 a year, and the executive membership about $130. Costco has well over 70 million member households, and north of 130 million cardholders worldwide. And here's the part that makes an accountant's eyes light up: the renewal rate. In the United States and Canada, roughly 92 to 93% of members renew every single year. Globally, it hovers around 90. That is an astonishing number. It means once Costco has you, it almost never loses you. Your $65 is one of the most predictable, highest margin dollars in all of American business. There's no product to ship, no inventory to manage, no shelf to stock. It's just money arriving every year from people who have already decided they're staying. So now the whole strategy snaps into focus. Every weird thing Costco does is in service of protecting that renewal rate. Why is the hot dog still $1.50? Because it's not food. It's advertising. It's a promise, made in mustard, that says, "This place is always looking out for you." The company has publicly admitted the combo loses money, or barely breaks even. And one former CEO reportedly told the founder that raising the price would be a very bad idea. They kept it, because a customer who trusts you is a customer who renews. Why does Costco carry only around 4,000 different products, when a Walmart supercenter might carry 120,000 or more? Because fewer choices means Costco buys each item in staggering volume. That volume gives its buyers brutal leverage over suppliers, which drives the price down, which, again, gets passed to you. You don't get 18 brands of ketchup. You get the one giant tub that costs less than anywhere else. Constraint is the feature. Why is the store laid out like a maze, with the milk at the very back and the layout quietly rearranged every so often? Because to grab the cheap essentials, you have to walk past the pallet of kayaks and the $4,000 television and the giant teddy bear. Costco knows a certain percentage of you will crack. The treasure hunt feeling, that "I'd better grab it before it's gone" impulse, is completely engineered. And why does Kirkland Signature exist at all? Because a private label lets Costco control quality and price at the same time, and often undercut the name brands sitting right next to it. Kirkland has grown so large, it would be a top-tier consumer brand on its own. By some estimates, it generates over $50 billion in sales a year, more than a company like Nike. It exists to make your membership feel like a steal. Here's the twist most people miss. The low prices are not generosity. They are a customer acquisition and retention cost. A normal company spends money on marketing to pull you in and keep you. Costco spends that money by lowering prices instead. The savings you feel at the register are the marketing budget. And that budget is paid back with interest when you renew for $65, a fee you happily hand over precisely because the store already saved you far more than that. It's a flywheel. Cheap prices bring in members. Membership fees provide steady, high-margin profit. That profit means Costco doesn't need to squeeze its merchandise, so it can keep prices cheap, which keeps members loyal, which keeps the fees rolling in, round and round. And it's incredibly hard for a competitor to break, because to match Costco's prices, you'd have to give up your own margins, and you don't have $4.8 billion in membership fees cushioning the fall. So what does this mean for you, standing in the parking lot with a cart full of things you didn't plan to buy? It means you and Costco are running the same math from opposite sides. Costco is betting that in a year you'll have saved more than your membership costs, so you'll renew, and it keeps its most valuable asset, you. You win if you actually buy the cheap staples in bulk and skip the impulse pallets. You lose the moment that maze does its job and the jumbo tub of something you'll never finish ends up in the trunk. The genius of Costco is that it makes almost no money selling you stuff. It makes its money selling you the promise that it isn't trying to. And the second you believe that promise, you're a member for life. If you want to see the same membership machine wearing a very different costume, take a look at how Amazon Prime quietly turned free shipping into one of the most profitable ideas in retail history.